Whoopi Goldberg is back on the spew, and they're going over politics. And I think it's funny anytime these ladies weigh in because they're so wrong. Once again, watch to the end to hear her reason why the excuses they give for Biden having low results is hilarious. But first, thanks for all of you for subscribing, for joining us right here in Exile. We're all just a community where you guys show up in the chat and tell us what you think. Any opinion is welcome, even wrong opinions. Come on in, thumbs up, stick around, because we're going to go together all the way to 2024.
So what do they need to focus on? They need to focus on the undeniable. Joe Biden is old, and that's a narrative that's been created to cause panic in people.
Her claim is that we invented the narrative that Joe Biden is old. Like, he's not actually old, and we're just making it up. We on the right, the Republicans who are so in control of mass media, so in control of academia, so in control of culture and big tech, that we're the one that made up the idea that Biden is old. Okay.
And then, so what's the second part of that narrative? Joe Biden is old and Kamala Harris is unprepared.
I'm on the right, and I've never heard someone say that the problem with Kamala Harris is that she's unprepared. I've never heard that. She may be unprepared. What I do hear is that Kamala Harris is an empty-headed, cackling lunatic. So get your insults right, lady.
Now, go on with the rest of that, because you know there's another part to that.
Yeah, okay, Joe Biden is old, but he ain't dying anytime soon.
You're saying that he's not going to die? Have you seen him?
I don't know if you guys saw him this weekend. He was at the G20. One moment I turned on the TV, he was in India. Then I turned on the TV, he was in Vietnam. Then I turned on the TV, he was giving a press conference.
Oh yeah, he was a regular Jackie Chan ninja flying around the world. He has to have tubes and replacement therapies, and he probably lives in an iron lung, and who knows what else, probably a body double in there. Why in the world would she say that just him flying around, embarrassing himself at every place he goes because he can't complete a sentence on his own, that she sees a robust, strong, strapping young man? This is someone's embarrassing political ideology on display. I'll let you guys tell me, does anyone out there think that I'm merely being Republican, conservative, Christian biased is why I think Biden is old and could be on his way to death at some point? Is that my political bias? Am I going crazy here? Because this View lady, she's not making sense.
You know what kind of is still strange to me? Why is Kamala so dangerous?
I'm not hearing people say she's dangerous. Again, she's setting this straw man up. Kamala's, I'm not hearing people say she's dangerous. They're saying she's an empty-headed, donkey-toothed, laughing, cackling, empty person. And that's not arguable. I mean, that's not an opinion. That is what she is.
Right? That's
why do you think she's so dangerous?
I don't know, Whoopi. That's kind of offensive to me. And the other thing is she's unprepared.
Oh, I see what Sunny Hostin's getting at. She's getting at because she's a black woman. That's why we think she has a limited vocabulary of probably 300 words. I think you can actually do a vocabulary count and scientifically prove that she has limited words, that I didn't invent that she talks in circles. She talks in circles. I didn't make that up because she's a black woman. I stated a fact because she's an idiot.
Kamala Harris, by the way, was the first woman elected DA of San Francisco, the first woman to be Attorney General of California. She's the first female vice president. She's been on the job doing a damn good job.
I don't see the good job. And a woman who makes it up that high, I don't know how she got those jobs. I'm baffled that she was able to pass the bar, because I think you actually have to be smart to pass the bar. But maybe she had some other way of getting advancement. I'll let you guys tell me in the chat what your theory is, because I have no idea how she succeeded so well, given her limited abilities that I've seen in public.
And I am so tired of people questioning her qualifications. The woman is ready to lead if she needs to lead.
I could just play any number of Kamala Harris clips of her going like, I love electric bus. And like, it would embarrass what Sunny Hostin is saying. I'll spare you, Sunny, because you are an advocate of hers and you're obviously a big fan, but don't think that the rest of us are crazy for looking at her and saying, she doesn't seem to be ready to do anything. There's a reason why even your own party, it's the Democrat Party that doesn't want to run her, not me. I didn't make it up. And it's your party that said Biden's old and Kamala's unlikable, terribly unlikable. That's your party. You straighten it out.
But I don't think Joe Biden's going anywhere because I see him on his bike in Delaware.
We've all seen him on his bike, like the most famous footage of him falling over. He didn't hit an object. He wasn't in trouble with a car almost hitting him. He stopped his bike and fell over because gravity exists.
I can't bike that much. And I mean, he's fit.
When you hate Trump so much, I guess you're this blind.
And let's compare the Republican candidate who eats cheeseburgers and throws spaghetti at the wall.
And smashes golf balls. I mean, the guy's out golfing all the time. Trump, on the campaign trail, he filled so many stadiums. I was exhausted watching him. Biden has had so many lids put on him and has been hidden so often that I'm exhausted trying to find quotes of him public speaking just for my show because he's being vanished by the Democrat Party. You apparatchik, you robot on The View.
I mean, is he prepared?
And it's indicted in 4 jurisdictions, people.
Yeah.
Okay, now I didn't even understand that. I'm going to need a translation. Someone help me out.
That was the only thing that I kind of took it as. Don't even acknowledge from the Democrats' perspective that there is a chance she might have to step in, because it kind of gives fuel to this narrative that allegedly 73% of Americans feel that he's too old.
Okay, now this statistic, 73% of Americans feel that Joe Biden's too old. The View's belief is that it's the Republicans gaslighting and spreading propaganda that makes 73% of America think Biden's too old. I mean, that just proves it right there that everyone thinks he's too old. Democrats think he's too old. This is not a conspiracy, guys. This is normal people think Biden is unfit, too old, and it's only the hosts of The View that are so out of touch that they think he's like a young, spry 22-year-old. You guys are nuts. It's proof that you're crazy.
But bigger picture here, 2024 is giving me 2016 vibes all over again, whether it's...
Okay, now here comes. This is going to be great because she's telling you why this is like 2016. They're admitting that though they don't like Trump, it looks like he's going to win.
The massive Republican field that's actually just making the way for Donald Trump to be the nominee. But then also, I get he's an incumbent, but the sort of coronation of Joe Biden reminds me of Hillary Clinton.
It reminds you of the win in 2016, and Biden reminds you of Hillary Clinton in 2016.
Primaries are meant to create the best general election candidate. I actually think if he was kind of being challenged in a primary, he'd come up with the best way to answer about Hunter Biden, the Afghanistan withdrawal. You've passed all these bills, but why do people not feel like the economy's better? And I worry that we are careening into the matchup that nobody wants again, Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, and that there's a very legitimate chance that he could lose to Donald Trump.
That's right. Legit chance Biden loses to Donald Trump. Even The View is having to come around to reality. They said it couldn't be done. They say it's a possibility. Fine, it's a long shot. But now they're going like, wait, this looks like this is happening.
Every time we're up against a Republican, it's like, oh, your approval rating is down. You know what will tell what your approval rating is when you win. Like what happened with Biden. Biden won. Everybody was like, oh.
That's Whoopi doubting the approvals. And that's the title of this episode, that she's going, oh, your approval ratings are down. As if someone made it up and as if it has nothing to do with the election. Then she goes, oh, everyone is going to be surprised. The only thing that counts is whether if you win or lose the election. That is also true. But people were shocked. Their mouth dropped open. There's her picture at Biden winning because he'd have 8 people show up at a rally. And Trump would fill out whole arenas. So how do you explain the enthusiasm gap? It just doesn't make sense. You guys can tell me in the chat below, but give us a thumbs up if you're still for Trump and you think he's going to blow away Joe Biden. Let us know in the chat. Let's keep going. You got to come all the way with me to the end.
Yeah, I think part of the reason that those numbers are what they are is because for the last 3 years, Republicans, every chance they get, have been doing, montages and things of Joe Biden with his eyes closed and,
saying that that Biden only looks old because Republicans are showing him falling asleep. He's really this spry, alert, brilliant guy. It's the Republicans' fault. They're gaslighting you.
Spreading this narrative that Joe Biden is too old, that it's Sleepy Joe, that it's that and that.
Yeah, I think she's getting it right. I think that is an accurate. In fact, if anything, the media is telling you that Trump is evil and Biden is good. The media is lying to you the other way, the exact opposite of what she's saying.
And, all these montages of Kamala Harris laughing. My God, they pick at her laugh.
Yeah, because it's an awful cackle is why we pick at her laugh. What about the montages of Trump where they are accusing him of January 6th shenanigans and lunacy? They say he's unstable. They're showing him in all these court cases trying to imply that he's a criminal. I mean, how is that not somehow brainwashing against him? And then they show some clips of Biden falling asleep and that's somehow evil. This lady, what do you want? Like 99% of media is pro-Biden and anti-Trump. So how do you explain his low opinion given that?
Because I guess
dancing
on that side, nobody laughs. But so funny because they elected a joke for president.
No, you elected a joke for president. I think Biden is one of the funniest presidents we've ever had. This sleepwalking, mannequin-like old corpse who doesn't know where he is. And even when he was young, was a blowhard, a liar, a manipulator, took advantage of his assistants. The idea that feminists would put one of the most anti-feminist guys in office, one of the biggest misogynists in the world, the idea that a bunch of anti-racists would put one of the worst racists in office, I think is funny. I think Biden's funny, and I think you on The View are even funnier. And I hope you and my audience can enjoy this little laugh. We're laughing at The View tonight, not with The View, at them. And thank you all for subscribing. Come on in, guys. Come join, subscribe, ring that bell, leave a comment because we're going all the way to 2024. I'm Doug in Exile.